Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is a special edition of the NFC Championship game on EA Sports. We are moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thank you. We have playoff football and bone-chilling playoff football at that in the city of brotherly love at Lincoln Financial Field. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Carolina Panthers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Hello, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. The postseason continuing here on EA Sports. And, man, it is electric in here, and it should be conference championship time.
I don't know about you, but my butterflies in my stomach, they have iron wings in this one. And every guy I've ever talked to has all said the same thing. This game, the conference championship game, may have more intensity than even the Super Bowl because you know what the stakes are. You're trying so hard to get to the big game that this is the one that's the real challenge.
The excitement level around here at a fever pitch as we're underway in the 2020 NFC Championship game. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the NFL's most valuable player from 2015. It's Cam Newton.
There are a number of great quarterbacks in the NFL, but I have to believe that the prototype in terms of look has to be Cam Newton. That stature and frame, almost breathtaking when you see him in person. And now he's starting to put it all together with consistency in his game, throwing, running, leading.
Smith catches left side. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Newton. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham applied the heat off the edge.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
Another try after the first down sack. Newton looking middle, and it's incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and that'll make it 3rd down. When we look at this unit like we are now, Greg Olsen has become such a reliable target in this league.
Loves to be considered the #1 option in the passing game in the offense he plays, and he lives up to it. Knows the defense is set for him, knows how to beat them.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Newton. Looking deep downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Eagles for their initial possession of the game. They'll be led out by their 6'5" quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
He didn't have as many throws or plays in college as many of the quarterbacks that were coming out in the draft, but he maximized what he had. Ended up winning 2 national championships as a starting quarterback at North Dakota State.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Wentz now to throw. And complete to Zach Ertz. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. He got 29 yards that time. Wentz trying for the tight end. Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you, and that may have been what happened there.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
He'll get 3 up to midfield. And the defense now for the Eagles.
Malcolm Jenkins entered the NFL as a cornerback and has transitioned to safety, but still retains his good coverage skills.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the 50, Newton. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he's got this down to the 35. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Newton's pass is on target to Moore. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. The first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. 1st and 10 at the 19. His throw caught at about the 5. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Well, they've been practicing goal line offense all week. Let's see if they're able to capitalize here. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. So a very good start, but don't go get those Super Bowl T-shirts left. Still the early going here.
I wonder if they're even printing them at this stage of the game, right? Do you wait a little longer before you say which one you're going to do? Good advice, Brandon. Make sure you know there's a lot of game left, but a good start.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. Now, these are not going to be easy on a cold, snowy night, but this one is up and through. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They'll need to come from behind if they want to play in 2 weeks as they trail early in this NFC Championship game. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Try to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Ertz has it left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Now Wentz.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Wentz. He's got the first down, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And the starting crew defensively for Carolina.
Eric Reid is a safety that you can use all over on defense, both in the box as a tackler and back deep as a cover man.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Again, it's Wentz. And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Panthers. He's got the lane, and there he goes. The 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
Gano for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set for the next drive, the tight end, Zach Ertz. And some of his highlights here from this game, he's nearing 100 yards, partner.
And defensive have worked so hard at how to try to slow down tight ends. It was a lot easier, partner, in the old days because when they just lined up on the line of scrimmage, you either put a defensive end or a linebacker over them and tried to body them so they couldn't get off the line of scrimmage easy.
And now?
Now, when they split out, detach from the line of scrimmage, you put a linebacker out there, they're often too elusive for them, shake them and get into the secondary too easily before someone else can try and pick them up.
First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. Wentz now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. Throwing now is Wentz.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody cover. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across.
Got a man open. It's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz there to make the grab as they are now on the board here in the first half. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain him.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that'll make our score 14-7. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone.
We play to win. Let's go!
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, are you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Here's McCaffrey. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels. They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Wentz going to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. That one goes for 24 yards. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback when he delivers the ball.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Howard that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. Wentz now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. This will be caught inside the 10. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Last play, they went over 20 yards. This time, they topped 30. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Eric Reed, the former LSU Tiger, making the play on the defensive side. Howard all alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal. Wentz to throw again. Got a man open. It's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
I feel like I'm back in school. What was that book, you know? It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. This has been a tale of 2 quarters so far. They trailed 14-0 after 1. How about the rally we've been watching?
Yeah, a couple of touchdowns. PAT here to tie it up. This is a good ball game all of a sudden. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
Let's go. Do it.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. 2 minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship. And a reminder, folks, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report coming up shortly. The coach with us, as always, as he will start to look ahead to Super Bowl 53. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st is Wentz. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Off the edge, Mario Addison gets the sack. Now Wentz signaling frantically. Let's get to the line. After the sack on 1st down, Wentz caught by the tight end Ertz. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 27 yards there, a 1st down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Here's Wentz to throw, and that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Now Wentz again. Wide open receiver complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. To throw is Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Wentz. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. They'll try to run for it with Howard. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Oh, this ball hangs out to the right. It's no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt them later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, one half remains in the battle to see who will take home that George Halas Trophy and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, time to look ahead to the AFC Championship coming up later today. And it should be a great one as well, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens doing battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. So with that, let's get you right back out for the second half, as one of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. To find out who, let's turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Halas Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. To throw again on second down. Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now Howard stripped. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Playing in snow brings so many other factors into the game. It's not just trying to take care of the ball, and we just saw there that that's difficult to do, but just trying to keep your feet and carry out your assignments and make sure you're comfortable while you're out there playing. Are you warm enough in your clothing? A million things going on, but the biggest one, hold on to the ball.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it seems almost effortless.
And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Cam, option left. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. On 2nd and 12, Newton. This will be caught inside the 10. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his second touchdown of the night. And the Panthers have taken the lead. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Gano the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. 5 plays there on that drive. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, baby.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
A well-executed 22-yard gain. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. To throw, it's Wentz. Throwing left side, it's complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Now Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Mario Addison, his 2nd sack of the night.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively.
And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I know one thing. The team that had the ball and was driving, they're going to feel horrible. But the team that was on defense, I think we got to give them a little bit of credit, able to hang in there and force a key turnover.
In the red zone, though, had a chance to tie it and an opportunity missed. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though.
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, McCaffrey trying to escape, but he cannot. They get him in the end zone, and that's a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. This is taken at the 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. 5. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. 2nd and 10 now It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter. Wentz now on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Howard. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down. Throwing his Wentz. Oh, no, he lost the football. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise, this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wentz, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And once again, the Eagles are back out in front.
And that third counter there gives them the lead, and it's obvious they've needed everything that he's given them today. The 3 touchdowns, that's impressive, but without him, they're not winning this game.
Elliott on for the extra point. And it's no good. Well, that could be a critical miss here in a one-score game in the fourth. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time they surrendered to safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Let's go, defense. Let's go.
Newton on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, here's Newton. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Ronald Darby that time, the one who got a hand in and knocked it free.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the 50, Newton. High throw, but he makes the catch. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't...
And he loses the football a second time. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field. and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Newton. And the tight end Olsen, right side. A gain of 6 there on 1st. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does. I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. 4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Draw play as Newton gives to McCaffrey. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
I know a lot of people won't like the draw called in that situation, but every now and then that pops big. In this case, it didn't happen.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they managed the clock exactly right.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. We get a look at the Carolina defense as they work their way into position. And everything's going to rest on this drive. Can they keep them out of field goal range, because a field goal would win it?
So now you're in that position of you can't just back off and give them easy throws. At the same time, you don't want to press them so hard they go over the top and beat you deep. So you're playing a tight defense with an idea that you have the lead. Whatever you do, don't let them in the field goal range and give that up.
Maybe tight but not too tight, right?
Exactly. I mean, it's perfect, right? It's kind of like lacing up your shoes. Get it exactly right and no more.
See if they lace them right. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 23 yards, the final tally. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. To throw is Wentz. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Now the Panthers going to use the 1st of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Push him back.
Wentz to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. So 2nd in inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. Now Howard. And for a 2nd straight play, just nowhere to go thanks to this Carolina defense. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to face a 3rd down. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. They go with Howard again. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow. How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one, because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 5. That time a 6-play drive. And finishing it off with a touchdown run was Jordan Howard.
20 seconds left. Can we do it? Let's see. Can we hold them all? 20 seconds left.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
I don't know. They got to go for it, so let's go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Let's go Eagles. Yeah, man. We're going to the Super Bowl, man. 20. First season try, baby. Yes. Oh, man. What a day. Okay. We got Neil LeBron. We got this. Yes. We're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl, man.
6 man.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game.
If you not gonna what the fuck wrong with you?
They will take a knee here and cue the celebrations. They are off to the Super Bowl. And what a ride it has been. NFC champs, they have punched their ticket to the biggest show in sports.
And what a way to get there, to go the entire season and then play for the right to go to the Super Bowl and the right to call themselves NFC champs. Elation has to abound.
And that does it for the conference championship. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And for our entire crew, we'll see you 2 weeks at the Super Bowl. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
What's up, Renard? Wait. My bad. My mic was shut up. My mic don't work the best. I saw you in the chat. I was just trying not to coke in this big playoff game all Madden level.